Let's talk about Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, gosh.
He was the RB3 in 2020. Crazy finish to the year. In 2021, he's currently being drafted as the RB7 in ADP. Typically, he's the 8th player off boards at the 1.8. I love JT this year. There is a lot of people who are much higher on him than I am, but I am super comfortable with JT. He's my RB8. You, however, are anti Jonathan Taylor this year. You are very much against the consensus.
Correct.
What's going on? Why are you completely wrong about your take on Jonathan Taylor? Go ahead.
I'll be completely honest with you. I'm scared. That's the easiest way to put it. That's the best way to put it, is that I'm scared of Jonathan Taylor going into the 2021 season. Don't get me wrong. I believe he's talented. I believe, he is something special.
Don't be scared.
But my personal opinion, I personally think, they signed Marlon Mack for a reason. Nyheim Hines is still on that team for a reason.
I knew we were going to go here.
Yeah, and look, that's been the talk. That's been the talk. We obviously talk off podcast, and we always talk about, Jonathan Taylor's like, I'm not high on him. I'm just not high on him. I can't do it. Marlon Mack finished as a top 8 running back in 2019.
I don't think that's true. I think he was top 15. I don't think he was top 8.
It was around there. It was either top. I have to double check. Can you double check for me on that?
I will double check for you.
But in my opinion, I don't believe that they didn't sign Marlon Mack for no reason. Okay, they brought Marlon Mack back to utilize him. They still have Nyheim Hines to utilize him. Nyheim Hines had more than double catches than Jonathan Taylor last year. I don't know if you know that. Nyheim Hines had 64 receptions. Jonathan Taylor had 36.
He's literally the pass catching back.
And you're right.
So
and I think a lot of people are high on Jonathan Taylor because of that ability, that he can also catch the ball. But I think, Hines gets more opportunity. I think Marlon Mack
finished as the RB22.
And what about the year before? He finished as a top 5. I remember one year, and that was huge. Anyways, it doesn't really matter about that. But my personal opinion, I do
21.
Okay.
In 2018.
My personal opinion.
So I'm just glad we're very strong on keeping accurate opinions here.
There was a time where he was top 5 running back. I don't know when it was, but anyways.
Yeah, maybe after one game where he popped up.
Probably.
Anyway, go ahead.
It probably was.
Keep telling me why you're wrong.
Look, it's not. Maybe the best way to put it is that, yes, I am scared, but I don't believe that his ADP is correct. Okay. I think that we saw his absolute ceiling last year. He was RB3, we said. I don't think that he's going to finish in the top 5 again. Not even top 10. In my personal opinion, he's 14, 15, 16, and I have him RB15 right now. I think that's where I'm comfortable. I don't see that opportunity coming to him as much as we saw last year. And we were hesitant. Let's not forget that we were all hesitant about Jonathan Taylor because he wasn't starting some games. It was...
Well, I understand that. Look, The Office is one of my favorite shows. And there's a scene when Michael Scott is going to leave. And they ask Dwight Schrute, Dwight, what has Michael said that's changed your life? And he says, don't be an idiot. It changed my life. And that's what I want to respond to your argument with. There's is it an anagram? I don't know what it is. Kiss. Let's kiss. Not you and I, but keep it simple, stupid. Okay? Keep it simple, stupid.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor last year absolutely showed that he has built trust with his coaching staff, and he has a chance to finish as the RB1 this year. He is my RB8. There's not another year 2 running back I'm taking over him. Out of all the sophomore running backs coming in, he's definitely the number 1 guy for me.
Okay.
Look, JT averaged 18 touches a game in 2020. While he had an up and down year, throughout the entire year, this guy averaged 18 touches a game. Even when they didn't trust him, even when they took him in and out, they were still building that chemistry. You and I know, I'm married, you're engaged. It takes time to build trust, right? Takes time to build real trust, and they did that last year. But let's look from weeks 13 to 17. Weeks 13 to 17 is why you should absolutely be taking Jonathan Taylor as the first running back, sophomore running back. All right, weeks 13 to 17, he averaged 22 touches a game. By the way, finished as the RB1 from that time period. Now, yes, he had the easiest rest of season schedule, but they were feeding him the ball. 22 touches a game, that's what you want.
Right.
By the way, the best offensive line, some would say, in the league.
Yeah, 100%.
They're in Indianapolis. Carson Wentz, whether you believe in him or you don't, when you actually look at Miles Sanders' numbers, Miles Sanders got enough targets to be fantasy relevant out of the backfield.
Okay.
I'm not worried about Marlon Mack or Nyheim Hines. They both have roles.
Yeah.
Marlon Mack's role is like, hey, man, you're probably going to get like 3 to 4 touches a game. Nyheim Hines is a third down back. I'm okay if Nyheim Hines has more catches than Jonathan Taylor because Jonathan Taylor is still going to get 22 touches a game in 2021. So it doesn't worry me like it worries you. I know Marlon Mack's back, but the reason Marlon Mack is back on this team is because no one wanted to sign him after his injury.
What do you mean? If no one wanted to sign him, then the coach was like, oh, you know what? You know what, Marlon? No one's signing you, so it's okay. Come back. No, they don't do that in the NFL.
Again, keep it simple, stupid. This is so easy. They drafted Jonathan Taylor in the second round, early second round, with their first pick of that draft. They're not going to draft this guy with such high draft equity and then be like, oh, Marlon Mack, the guy who just got injured, and while we saw Jonathan Taylor break out, hey, Marlon, come be a big part of this offense again. No, it's not happening.
The simple thing to say is that I still believe they believe in Marlon Mack. When week 1 came around, Marlon Mack was a clear starter. It's so hard to even predict what would have happened. I wish Marlon Mack was healthy for that year, just to see how would Jonathan Taylor have really looked coming into this year if Marlon Mack stayed healthy? Because I think people would have been really hesitant coming into going and drafting Jonathan Taylor in this year. It's hard. I guess
Jonathan Taylor's going to get like 75% of the snaps at the RB position. You're going to see Marlon Mack with maybe 5%. You're going to see Nyheim Hines with like the other 20. Quick math, right? Yeah. So I'm not worried about it at all. It genuinely doesn't worry me. I think Marlon Mack is at best a really good handcuff.
Okay.
At best.
I think the best way to counter, if there was a counter, is his ADP. I don't think I can take him as high as everyone else is. I think we saw his absolute ceiling. I don't believe Jonathan Taylor will finish in the top 5 this year, specifically in this year. So, if you are drafting him as RB, I mean, what was his ADP? Hold on. His ADP is RB 7.
7.
I still don't see, not even 7. A 10 maybe the best is for me. He could finish RB 10.
I don't know, man. Like a guy, it's super rare to be able to draft a guy at the 1.7 who can finish as the RB 1. That is Jonathan Taylor this year. It really is Jonathan Taylor.
I just don't see him finishing top 5, my opinion.
Nah.
I don't.
So let me ask you. You're on the board at the 1.11. For whatever reason, Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson, Cam Akers are there. Who are you taking?
Cam Akers.
That's just dumb.
People think I'm dumb. And it's okay, that's why we do fantasy. It's all about opinions. And what's going to happen is that
I could be looking like an idiot next year, but it's just it's like I said, keep it simple, stupid. Don't be an idiot. That changed my life. Draft Jonathan Taylor.
I'm going against the grain tremendously. The Twitter world, if the Twitter world gets a hold of this video, I'm dead.
You will be destroyed.
I'm banished forever in the fantasy land.
We will actually have to stop making fantasy content forever.
I'm sorry for that. This is my last hurrah. If this is my last hurrah and Jonathan Taylor doesn't finish the top 5 back, I would read between the lines.
Here's the thing, though, right? Like you're not even drafting him as a top 5 back. You're drafting him as a top 7 back. So that's super comfy for me, not for you.
Not for me.
That's okay.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.